Hello, Suki.
Hi, hello.
Long time no talk.
Yeah, I know, like a whole 5 minutes, right?
I know. Um, can you do me a favor and introduce yourself to the audience?
Okay. Hi, I'm Suki. I'm from China. And Suki is my fake name. And I'm doing marketing now. Now I live in New York.
Wait, you said Suki is your fake name?
Yeah.
Why are you using a fake name?
Because my real name, I think it's challenging to other people to pronounce. They usually pronounce wrong. And it's very hard to remember it too. So I just choose Suki as my English name. So it's pretty simple.
Do you mind? Would you mind saying your real name?
Yeah, are you gonna repeat it?
Am I gonna repeat it? I'll try. I'm terrible. I'm
Okay.
terrible with English, so I don't know how to handle Chinese.
Okay. My real name is Liao Mengshi.
Liao Meng Shu.
I knew it. You sound like everyone else. How
I
they
well, I'm
pronounce my name.
Well, hey, hang on. It becomes a challenge to remember what the letters are, I guess, how you spell it
Yeah.
versus how you would pronounce it. So I guess I was just trying to remember how to what the actual words were
Yeah,
or
but
the letters.
yeah, the reason why I do that, for example, we just met in person. I introduced myself with my Chinese name. Can you remember now?
No.
Like, yeah, that is why I choose a English name, a fake name to do everyone's favor.
No, I mean that makes sense. I've had multiple people on here who they go by a different name. And would you say that you relate more to your original name or your English name?
I feel like in China, people call my real name more often, but here I'm get used to people just call my English name Suki.
So you like Suki more.
I like both. I just where it really depends where am I or who am I with. Then I'm comfortable with both names.
So wait, so what about here in the United States? Does anybody call you by your real name?
Not really, even though my Chinese friends still call me Suki.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I get it. Like I completely understand why you might want to change it. But at the
Yeah.
same
Uh-huh.
time, I don't know. Like I used to have a guy at work and he had his name I believe no, it wasn't that. What was his name? Now I'm forgetting. It was an old coworker. But the
Okay.
point of the story was he pronounced it one way, and for some reason, everybody else pronounced it a different way.
Mm.
Would that bother you?
It's not bother me. I just feel it's very funny when people pronounce my name wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
I
mean,
don't feel offended or anything. I just feel it's funny. And I
yeah.
know it's challenging, difficult for other people. So I just want to make it easier. And plus, I like it, you know. It's easier when you do something horrible, use a fake name.
But okay, so basically, well, here's a question: where does it say Suki? Does it say Suki? Like, if you went out and got a driver's license, would it say Suki?
No, I don't think so. Then I have to use my real name.
So basically, if people wanted to find you legally, they would never be able to find you through Suki.
Exactly. How amazing it is.
So you're a criminal.
Probably. But you know, it's very funny because in China, I picked this name when I was in China because I think it sounds simple, like very easy and sounds nice. And after I moved here, a lot of people ask me, am I Japanese? Because Suki
Mm.
sounds like a Japanese name. So I asked my Japanese friend, they told me Suki is not a Japanese name, but it means love in Japanese. So I'm kind of surprised. I didn't know that.
Wait, Suki means love in Japanese?
Yeah, my Japanese friend told me.
You didn't know that when you picked it?
No, I saw it just an English name. So it's a little twist, you know.
How does that work? Because a lot of people use fake names, right? Who come from
Mhm.
China.
Not
Um,
fake name. I think we pick an English names. A
okay.
lot of my friend, like, you bump into Andrew, right? Andrew is not his real name.
No, yeah, I know. So, but okay, so that's another thing, right? It's like, how do you ask people if that's their real name or not, right? Because I don't know. I've been told that it's rude to think that they have a different name, but at the same time,
Um,
a lot of people do have a different name.
I think it's common sense in China, especially if you meet anyone overseas. If they give you a name, hey, my name is David, Andrew, Tom, or Andrew something, they will say, oh, nice. And you can ask them what's your Chinese name.
Mm.
Yeah,
I
I think David probably have a Chinese name too.
No, I think they gave him. Or maybe he does. I don't know. If I remember
Yeah,
right, he
maybe he
told me.
does.
If I remember right, and I probably don't because my memory is shit. If he said that is his real name.
Maybe he's a criminal too.
Well, he was also born in the Bronx, so maybe his parents wanted him to have a more normal name. Not normal, but more
Probably.
local name, I should say.
Yeah, more local name. But um, I don't know. Perhaps I don't know. Probably.
Yeah, because I mean, especially like even me, like when I was growing up, and I've told this to other people, but nobody could pronounce my name, especially like teachers and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about like, man, maybe I should just go by like a different name, but I don't know. It just
Local name.
a more American name here in the United States, you know, like a
Mm-hmm.
good old Tommy or something. I don't know, but yeah, it's just weird. But
So why you didn't do it?
it just seems like work. And
Mm.
not only that, but then like if I pick a name and then like 2 days later it's like, oh, I don't like it anymore. I'm gonna keep switching names. It's like, all right, you know what? Somebody already chose a name for me. I'll just stick to it. I don't know.
It's another way of freedom, You have freedom to choose your name.
I mean, yeah, that is true. That's how you can. That's a huge way that you can express yourself, right? Is by saying, "Don't call me Pablo. Call me, I don't know, Purple."
Sexy,
Ha! Call me, whatever. It's
pretty. Call me pretty.
call me adorable.
Oh yeah.
Uh, how long have you lived in New York?
Like almost 7 years.
7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And did you come here straight from China?
Yeah. So I have traveled a lot of different states and cities in US, but I only live in New York.
Do you want to live anywhere else?
Probably. Maybe I should try.
Where?
California. I'm a city girl, so I know I like big cities.
You're a city girl. Well, you do like to party.
That's not the only reason. I'm a people person. I'm happy surrounded with people. So I think it's easier if I stay in city. I can hang out with people, meet people.
Yeah, I mean I 1,000% agree with you on that. I can't see myself living in a small town ever. Well, maybe when I'm like 90 years old and I have to like get my diaper changed.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
That does not sound lovely at all. I don't know how, like, man, I'm telling you, like, sometimes I think about it and I'm like, man, I don't know how old people do it. Like once you get to that age, it's like, I don't know, what's the point?
So you have to treat your wife well. So at that point, she's willing to change your diaper for you.
Well, what if I have to change her diaper?
So
She
she
better
has
treat
to
me
be
right.
nice. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, nobody's nice to me.
Oh, that's sad. So you need to treat people better.
No, I am the nicest person in the world.
Oh.
And that's why everyone takes advantage of me. Why are you laughing? This is true.
No, it's very funny.
No, but speaking of going out, I have to ask you a question.
Okay.
Why do you wear shoes that are not comfortable?
Mm, I feel like every time when I go out, especially I go out with friends, I like to dress up because I want to feel good about myself.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I wear high heels or something. I just feel it match my outfit better. That's it. I didn't dress up for anyone. I dress up for myself.
Which
So
is
I
how it
have a
should
good,
be.
yeah, I dress up and I feel good about myself and I had a great time with my friend. If my shoes, like my feet hurt, I can just have a seat, take a little break. If I'm sleepy, I'm tired, I just go home.
Yeah, but you don't just walk home. You make other people carry you.
Oh, that's a great story in New York, someone carried you.
Well, yeah. Okay, so I just, from my perspective, I understand the concept of, these shoes match the outfit and I'll look great, blah, blah, blah. But to what extent is it okay when in like an hour you're dying?
Is it okay?
I don't think so. I don't think that's healthy.
No, what was your question? You asked me, is it okay to die in an hour?
Yeah, like why is that sacrifice okay? I don't know. I think that people in general should put more emphasis on being comfortable.
Yeah, some occasion, sometimes you want to just dress comfortable, casual. Sometimes you want to dress up. And as a girl, I think most of girl understand sometimes pretty clothes or dress nice never be comfortable.
But why is that? Like, why can't you find decent shoes that look good and are comfortable?
Please ask those questions. Help our girl to ask those questions to those fashion designers. We're curious about that too, Sometimes I buy expensive shoes, like a nice material, but it doesn't, it's not comfortable. I'm curious. Sometimes I buy some cheap shoes, but it's super comfortable. So ugly shoes is super comfortable. I want like you wear it look nice, also comfortable, but it's very hard to find it.
I'm willing to bet that if we spend a whole weekend shopping, we can find those shoes that look great and are comfortable.
Actually, you owe me one, right?
What do I owe you?
Remember about David? You said if I behave, you will buy me a comfortable shoes.
Oh yeah.
You said
Yeah.
it, as a
Well,
guy, say what you mean and do what you say.
I will buy you comfortable shoes. We can go to Walmart and I will buy you the most comfortable shoes you can ever imagine. And
Walmart is
then
in New Jersey.
that's fine. Okay, fine. We can go to Target. We'll go to Target and I will buy you the most comfortable shoes because you did not kill David.
Okay, we will see.
Poor David.
Poor you. Lucky Suki.
Why Lucky Suki?
I don't know. I always feel like I'm lucky.
What's an example?
I feel I grew up surrounded with a lot of love.
Mm.
So I feel lucky. I appreciate it and I'm grateful. I don't take everything for granted. Like they're supposed to be nice to me. I don't feel that way. Even for my parents, it's not their job. Like they're supposed to be nice to me.
That's really interesting because I know a lot of people who I don't want to. How do I say this? I know a lot of people who get emotionally drained and exhausted talking and thinking about how their parents treated them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very interesting for you to say it's not their job to treat me. Like they don't have to, right?
Yeah.
To treat
It's
you
me.
like with nothing but love and affection and all that other good stuff. It's not their job. They don't have to.
I think you didn't completely understand what I was saying probably I didn't express in the right way. I mean, I met a lot of people, they take their parents, how they treat them as granted because they are my parents. And they're supposed to be nice to me and treat me nice because they are my kid. I'm their kid. I mean, I don't want to take it for granted. I want to be grateful and appreciate what they did to me. This
Oh,
is what I mean.
so you're
Yeah,
saying that it is their job, that they have to treat you with like.
they don't have to. They don't have to. But
No,
I
I
appreciate
know. Yeah,
it.
yeah. So I think we're on the same page here. They don't have to do it, but they did it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're thankful and grateful, and
Yeah,
and you don't take it for granted.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So what if how would it how do you think it would be if it was the opposite, right? Where they don't give you a lot of love or don't give you a lot of affection. Do you think that would like make you mad?
I never think about it, you know. My parents are not perfect. I don't think any of the family of parents are perfect. They had a moment they treat me bad or a lot of things. I just try to see the bright side, the good side more. I
Mm,
try to forget. I have hurt or I have like sad moment with my parents, but I
right.
try to forgive that and forgot it. I just try to remember all the good things.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. I think a
That's
lot
why
of
I feel more love. I don't want to, always how to say that. Always remember because my parents when I was a kid, they say something hurt me so bad too. But now I don't quite remember what they say. I remember that feeling, but I try to, forget about it.
it's good that you focus on like the good stuff because I used to know a girl who would only focus on the bad stuff, and
Oh, I
I've
think
met
a lot of people do.
yeah, and it's not healthy. It's not healthy for anybody because then all of a sudden you can't enjoy the good stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, like this girl that I used to know, I mean, it would be like an excellent, I don't know, week of, I don't know, traveling or doing something, whatever. And then at the end of it, she would be upset because one bad thing happened. And it's like who cares? It's just one little bad thing, right? Like everything else went perfect. You should be happy, you should be thankful, and she struggled with that.
Mm. I think probably it's communication issues. Girls, I think some of the guys are sensitive too. So it's okay sometimes like a detail or small thing make you upset. You are not happy about it. You feel hurt. But I think it's important you try to speak it out for yourself and try to talk to these people. What do you say or what do you do? Actually hurt my feeling or I'm upset about it. Then you guys have communication. If I really did something wrong to hurt your feeling, I will apologize to you. If you misunderstand me, you talk to me. At least you give me a chance to explain to you. We can fix it.
Yeah, I think the biggest, well, that's very true. And in terms of relationships, I think the most dangerous part is when people assume, right? So they assume that you're upset, or they assume that you meant something, or they assume that things aren't going to be right. And so then it just kind of lingers, and then it just becomes negative energy.
Mm-hmm.
I try to be, I'm kind of like you. I try to look at everything in perspective of like, all right, even if bad stuff happens, I'm lucky that that bad stuff happened to me because I know that I can handle it and I'm in a good situation overall. Um, and that's why it's like, and this is like the whole mental health thing, right? Is like because so many people they struggle to see the good side of everything. And yeah, I mean, whatever people need to do, whether whether it's tripping on acid or getting high or whatever it may be, whatever device you need to help you kind of like look at the bright side of things, you should do it, right?
Yeah, I think communication is important for every type of relationship. I think I have a good relationship with my family and also my friend because I'm good at the communication. I remember when I was very young, my dad was very busy at work, but sometimes he would promise something. For example, oh, on the weekend, I'm gonna take you to the zoo or take you to the park. But at that day, he probably had something else to do. So he didn't keep his promise. And after a couple times, he done that to me. Then one day, I was super young, maybe like 7 or 8 or
Mm-hmm.
even younger. I talked to him like very seriously. I said to my dad, like, please don't promise something you can't make it. It will
Mm.
hurt me and make me upset. You are my dad. You are my role model. Please, if something you are not sure, don't promise me. If anything you promise me, please do it. It's very important for me. My dad was shocked. I had like so like mature communication, like a conversation with him.
Yeah.
Then after that, my dad did a great job about that after that conversation. If it's something he wasn't sure, he would say, I will let you know later. I'm not sure now or something. And something, if he promised me, he always do it. It affects me a lot. I say that to my past relationship, like my exes and also my friends. Please, if you say something, please just keep your promise. If you don't think you can make it, don't promise me. And I ask myself the same too. If I say something, I'm gonna keep my promise. I think it's how you get credit from other people, and it's very important quality.
And you told him that when you were like 7, 8 years old?
Yeah, because I was super upset.
Yeah.
He didn't remember what he said to me, but as a kid, we remember it, and I was exciting, looking forward it. And he didn't do it. He totally forgot. He didn't take it serious. So I feel like I have to talk to him.
Well, that's very mature of you.
I know my dad was shocked. Like I
Yeah.
had those conversations with him.
I mean, at 7 years old, I was probably trying to like play with action figures or Nintendo.
So I'm actually very happy. I'm not afraid to say, how to say, speak out of my thought, what I think. I will try to do it in a nice way.
You're never nice to me though.
Oh,
You're nice to David, but you're never nice to me.
am I nice to David?
Yes, you're very nice to David.
I'm very nice to David.
I
Why
think
you
so.
feel so? Why you feel so? Because I introduced girls to him. I introduced girls to you too. I
I
treat you guys the same.
I don't ca- I don't need or care about that. I just wish you would treat me nicely.
Really?
Nah, I'm kidding.
Yeah, because I was going to say I don't think I can do it.
What's important to me, I mean, I think that's awesome that you got to lecture, or not lecture, but communicate with your dad like that, and he respected you and his actions changed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I think that's the big thing, is the action, because I'm the same way. Like if somebody tells me, "Hey, we're gonna do this," and I'm like, "All right, cool, we're gonna do it," right? But if you don't know, or if you're not sure, or you're not really wanting to, then just say it. Like there's nothing wrong with not wanting to do something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like if I invite people to go, perfect example, this weekend, I told you my friends are coming into town, and I sent out a big group text, and I was like, hey, do people want to go shoot archery and then go, do brunch or something? And only one person was like, no, I don't really want to do archery, I just want to do brunch. And I was like, thank you, right?
Yeah,
Thank
introduce
you.
that
Like,
friend to me. I think we can be good friends.
I was like, thank you for communicating, right? Because else nobody else said anything, right? And it's like, all right, how am I supposed to know what people want to do? Like, again, this goes back to the assumption, right? I have to assume that people don't want to go, or maybe somebody does want to go, but they never said anything. I don't know. Like, it's just, yeah, I think you're 100% right, and you're very mature for recognizing that communication is pivotal for like everything.
Thank you. I also appreciate, for example, we had a deal like for tonight we're gonna hang out, but sometimes something changed or something came up, you couldn't make it. At least you can send me a message or call me, tell me what happened. Sorry,
Right.
I know we said we're gonna do this, but I couldn't make it the last minute. I'm sorry about that. I really appreciate those things. I feel like people respect you, but some people don't do that.
I know there's so many people out there that just, I don't know.
I feel like every time when things happen like that, I would feel like do they want other people treat them like that, disrespectful? I was
Yeah.
thinking about that. If you treat people like that, you should expect other people treat you the same way. But do you really like it if other people treat you like that? Just ghost you or just like didn't make it without saying anything?
There was a guy that I was talking to one time at a Brooklyn Mirage, and he was telling me that people usually will only properly communicate with someone if they are trying to get something out of them, right? If it benefits them. And that is very common here in New York, is people will only give you time and energy if they think that they will benefit from you, right? Like there's an end game where, hey, I'm going to talk to Suki, but I'm only going to talk to Suki and hang out with her because I know that she has really delicious candy and I'm going to get to that candy. And once I get that candy, then fuck off, right?
Oh,
I'm not going to
okay.
give you any more time, no more energy. I'm
Mm.
not going to respond to your text because I already got my candy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think that that's a really sad way to like function as a human being, because every single person is going through their own battle, their own history, their own wars, their own whatever it may be. Um, and I think that the very least that people can do is to just show the type of respect that they would want to, I don't know, ideally give their own parents, right? Because I think most people will talk to their parents pretty genuinely and out of pure, for lack of a better term, love, right? Like when you talk to your parents, it's because you love them and you appreciate them and all that good stuff. Try to treat others in a very similar fashion, right? Obviously, you're not going to be in love with them because you might not know them, but treat them like it's another human being that is important to other human beings, right? Everyone here is important, and everyone should treat themselves and others that way.
Yeah, I agree with you. Also, I feel like I'm okay people to act like that way. Like you say, it's very common in New York. People feel like if they want to hang out with you, they want to benefit from you. If
Right.
they don't feel like that, they don't want to hang out with you, you can feel it, you know. And you will
Yeah.
feel lucky if this person doesn't want to hang out with you anymore. You don't need to waste your time. I feel like I'm the person care about details very much. I can get a lot of information from detail. What you talk and what's your action, how you act. I can tell from details.
You know what? It's funny that you say that, because I remember one of the first times that we were talking and hanging out. You said you have friends who don't speak perfect English, or you have experience with people that don't speak perfect English. And I said, yeah. And I'm pretty sure you said David doesn't. And I'm like, okay. And I was like, well, do whatever. Like, how did you come to that conclusion? And you were like, when you talk to me in a speed and a fashion and in a methodology that makes it easier for me to understand and communicate versus other people who were just kind of like treating you like any other person, not considering that English is your second language. So you do pay a lot of
Oh,
attention.
you were surprised that I could tell about it, right?
Right, because I guess the way I communicated with you versus the way I
It's
communicated.
different. It's different.
So I thought that was really cool. But I guess, yeah, I mean, you do pay attention to the details.
Yeah, because as I told you, I'm very sociable. I love making new friends. So I get along and I met a lot of people. So it really speaks from my experience, you know. And I feel like sometimes I have a really good um sixth sense about the people. Some, for example, I go to a party and I met a lot of my friends. Maybe from the first time or second time, I could tell if I want to be friend with him or her. I want to get to know them better, or I want to keep distant. And the people I choose to keep distant, it turned out that I was great because maybe after a while or after 1 or 2 years, I heard some drama about this person with my friend or something. So I knew I was right. I choose to keep distant from them. So I choose friend wisely.
But what about me? What could you tell about me? Could you tell that I was the nicest person you'll ever know?
Not the nicest person, but you are a nice person.
What do you mean not the nicest?
Let me tell you another different I could tell from you and David. I
Okay.
feel like um and I think you are sociable and have a lot of friends too. So you are very sensitive about some details. You can do something for your friend even though they didn't ask you to. You will pay attention and do things. I think there's something we are in common, you know. But not all of the things you are willing to do. Even though some people ask you, you have your attitude and your own opinion. Something, yeah, I can do that for you. Something, I'm sorry, I probably don't want to do it. And David, he's not very sensitive about those things. But if someone open their mouth and ask him, I think most of the time, maybe like 90 or 95%, he will do that if you ask
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
This is how I feel the different, He probably couldn't tell or couldn't realize, oh, probably I should do this for my friend or something. Like he's not sensitive about those things. But if someone asks him to do it, he will like most likely will do that.
Yeah, that's very true. I talked to him about it before, like multiple times in the past. And just so everyone knows, David is my neighbor. He's my New York BFF, and yeah, I told him, I was like, man, like I noticed certain characteristics about whatever, and yeah, I mean, he kind of like just looks forward, and a lot of people do that, right? They just look forward and just keep going about their business. And yeah, I guess people like yourself and I and many others, yeah, we kind of try to recognize where we are, be a little bit more self-aware, and appreciate the humans that are around us, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that. I don't know.
So how you feel about me? You ask a lot of questions about how I feel about you and David. So how you feel about me? And what was your first impression about me?
My first impression was I could tell that you don't like to be comfortable because you were wearing uncomfortable shoes.
The first time I was not.
Nah, yeah, I don't know. When was the first time? At the
Yeah.
rooftop, right?
Yeah. The happy hour.
Yeah, you were just, I don't know. You're very bright. You're full of energy.
Really? At the first time, you already could tell?
Yeah, and incredibly social, which is good.
Incredible social.
Nah, yeah, I was like, man, I could tell that you and I mean you are incredibly social. You have like 4,000 friends. I can't even make one friend. Well, I guess David's my friend. Um, no, but I mean, I could tell that you have great intentions. That's what I think that's the thing that I could tell, that you had great
For
intention.
example. For example?
For example,
Yeah, what do you mean about that?
like David has kind of screwed you over a handful of times, and yet you still are super nice to him and are willing to do almost anything for him. And so I think
That
that,
is not true. I'm not willing to do anything for him.
well, anything reasonable. Because I mean,
Okay. After
I'm
you
just,
finish, I can explain that.
no, but what I'm trying to say is that you are kind-hearted and are willing to kind of see through and past people's flaws because you by yourself want good in the world, I guess.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot what you say to me.
Just do me a favor and buy some comfortable shoes, please.
I do have.
I
I do
no,
have.
like
It
no,
just
I
matched my outfit that I
every
will
time we go
wear.
out, you're crying because
Not
your feet hurt.
every time.
Every
Stop
time.
lying.
Every
Stop
time. And
lying.
I cannot deal with the crying anymore.
No, you say it's gross. That was so rude.
It is gross.
How could you say that to a girl?
You're abusing your feet. That is gross. You should
Okay,
love yourself and treat your feet
I
with
love
dignity and respect.
myself.
Well, you hate your
Okay,
feet apparently.
no, I love it. Okay, speak of David, the reason why I still treat him nice after he screwed up, the two reasons. Because one thing, most important thing, I know David is a nice person.
He is a nice guy. Super nice.
That's why I gave him chance. You
Mm,
know, if it's like a asshole, no, bye bye. Don't talk to me. You know. And the second, he apologized to me and talked to me after he screwed it over, screwed it up.
mm-hmm.
That's why I'm willing to give him acknowledgement because I know he didn't do it on purpose, and I
Right.
could tell his personality. You know, sometimes he's social, he probably feel nervous, he's not a sociable person. So this is something I'm working on, try to understand other people from their side,
Right. Right.
try
Right.
to be
Right.
understanding. I did horrible about that when I was younger. For example, I'm very outgoing, so I don't really understand like immature or like social awkward people's thought, how they feel. But I try my best to understand it. Then I feel it's really helping me, like the friendship between us. I can try my best to understand them, why they say that, why they act like that.
No, yeah, that's very true. It's getting perspective and understanding their nature is very important if you're going to be social and have a lot of like people be on your corner. Because yeah, I mean it's very easy to like say, oh, if somebody screwed up, fuck them, I'm leaving, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But if you know that they're a good person or they didn't mean any harm and it's just how it is, then yeah, I mean, you did the right thing, right? You're like, all right, cool. We'll talk about it. We'll forgive each other, whatever. But yeah, just I don't know. Human interaction is so weird, and too many people are. I don't want to say closed-minded, but not everybody can understand that not everyone can see the world the way they see it, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so I've met plenty of people, whether it's Republicans or Democrats or whatever religion out there, whatever, they will literally tell the other people, "No, you're wrong. You're wrong,"
Mm. Mm.
and blah blah blah, and go the other way. And not many people can literally sit down and say, "Okay, why do you see the world the way you see it?" Right? Like, why is this?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it sounds like you want to kind of understand where people are coming from and why they're the way they are, and just kind of like work with it, right? Instead of just pushing them away and hating them.
Yeah. I really want to do that. I'm improving, but trust me, it's very hard and challenging. People has different background, different story, different personality. It's very hard. You can try to understand all of them, but I'm trying my best. And probably you could tell I'm a very talkative person. So I used to talk a lot. I was not a good listener.
Mm.
But so start from maybe 1 year ago, 2 year ago, I set up a goal. I want to be a good listener. I want to speak less and listen more. It's very hard, so you couldn't help to talk more. And when you talk a lot, the people you have a conversation, they will be quiet. They will stop saying things. They will try to be a good listener. And I feel like I'm missing a great chance to hear this person's story. That was the one of the reason why I love New York. There's so many amazing people here. People are fun. They have all different like adventure, great stories. So amazing, I love it. I want to be a good listener to listen to their story and learn from them.
And that's part of the communication that you had mentioned earlier, right? Is
Yeah,
communication is not just speaking, but it's also listening.
yeah. Because I was very convincing people. I was so good at it, convince people to agree with my opinion, like what you say earlier. I'm right, you are wrong. And
Mm.
let me tell you why you are wrong, why I'm right. Like I was like that. I was talkative and convincing. Then I found then after maybe a couple of years, I found the beauty of to be a good listener. I
Yeah.
was missing a lot of great chance to hear things because I talk too much.
Mm.
So I really love the idea you have this podcast channel. You can hear a lot of great stories, interviewed people. I think it's a great idea.
No, yeah. I mean, I listen every day, like on a regular basis. I love to just listen and have a good discussion and appreciate people for who they are, right? Everyone's different. Everyone's unique. Everyone's.
So please appreciate the me.
I'll think
who
about it.
who they are, right? You just say it. You kind of regret it. Just appreciate who they are.
Yeah, and w- with my closest friends, I mean, they'll tell you the opposite. They'll tell you that I'm an asshole and like I just scream at people and do whatever. But
That's
that's
part of you.
yeah. I mean, look, I'll accept it. Like if you want to have like a real like debate about something, right? Whether it's like I don't know, political, social, economic. I have my own ideas and theories and everything else, right? Like I very strongly opinionated. But on a regular basis, when I'm just interacting with people, meeting people, working with people, whatever, I just look at them as a beautiful human being who's just trying to live their life. And at the end of the day, I mean, why would I want to ruin their life? Because I would get nothing out of it. Like when people are like in the news, like people just walking around beating people up or stabbing someone or I don't know, being like insulting, whether it's like anti Black Lives Matter or anti Asian Stop Asian Hate or whatever it is. There's always someone out there like yelling something, right? And it's like, dude, like what are you doing? You're just wasting energy. You are not benefiting, you are not creating value to anybody. So why do that, right?
They probably have their own reason why they did that. They
No, I
probably
agree.
heard from
I
what they
agree.
fight for.
I agree. Like literally, I've known way too many people who were either racist or homophobic or whatever, and I get to know why and I understand why sometimes, and sometimes it makes sense, sometimes it doesn't. Um, I get all that. Like your personal opinion on certain things. Like if you told me right now that you loved ketchup, I would say that you're disgusting because I hate ketchup. However, I would not go out to the middle of a street and start yelling at everyone, telling them that they're all pieces of shit because they like ketchup.
That sounds like something you would do.
I mean, you get me nice and drunk and angry, I'll go outside and I'll start yelling at everybody.
Uh-huh.
Fuck
And
ketchup.
you will get punched.
Yeah, because I'm sure somebody's gonna be like, "No, I love ketchup," and they're gonna come and like kick my ass, you know. But
Uh-huh.
it is what it is. But what I'm saying is, it's one thing to have your own personal views, because I think everybody should have their own personal views, right? And not everyone's gonna have like, I don't know, the most politically correct views and all that stuff. And I don't care, right? Like, who cares? But to go outside and literally bring that type of energy to others, to me, is just a waste of time and energy.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't even know how we got into this, but
You know, I a lot of time usually say like I respect your opinion. Everyone should have your own opinion, but I don't agree with you.
right.
Yeah,
Right.
I want to show you the attitudes. I respect it, but I
Right.
don't agree with you. I think it's okay. It's really okay.
Yeah. Again, I don't. There's no two human beings will ever agree on everything. So why waste
Yeah.
energy trying to convince somebody that, I don't know, something pointless?
Yeah, I wasted a lot of time to convince people when I was younger, and I learned my lesson. I really shouldn't do that.
Yeah, it's not very productive. What would you try to convince people?
I don't remember. Just small thing or probably big thing, but I don't remember.
Like ketchup?
No, that's so boring.
Yeah, ketchup is boring. I hate ketchup.
Oh, you're gonna get a punch very soon.
Yeah. Suki, thank you for making time to talk to me.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
I really appreciate it. And I know I've already said this 15,000 times, but I need you to get more comfortable shoes.
And I refuse it.
You're ridiculous. You know what?
I'm amazing. I'm amazing.
I'm gonna become the young Suki and yell at you, trying to convince you that you need to get more comfortable shoes.
Okay, do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
I'm too old. I'm too tired. I don't have the energy.
Okay, thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye bye.